G'day guys, welcome back to Beers and Breakevens for round 16, the second major bye round of season 2024. It is going to be a roller coaster, so make sure you hold on. Speaking of holding on, my little mate, my white knuckling teammate with me, Tim Williams, how are you? Nice hat, by the way.
Thanks, mate. It's pretty sharp, isn't it?
Yeah, what a lid.
I'm all right. I'm not great. It's woke up this morning pretty bloody fresh, and then
Timmy, you rolled in here with shorts and a t-shirt on.
yeah, I did.
Yeah, he's a Kuma boy.
Yeah, so I mean,
You
probably
can take the boy out of the country.
it was
Can't take the country
it was
out of the boy.
It was enforced a fair bit on myself, but yeah. Anyway, aside from that, probably self-enforced, bit fresh this morning, and then SuperCoach rank up shit creek without a paddle, and only 5 games of footy this weekend. Always disappointing. So I'm okay, mate, but I'm not great.
And I haven't told her I'm going to mention this, but we had a little moment in the studio on Tuesday where I said to Kat, how'd you go on Supercoach on the weekend? Having no idea how she went outside of her texting me on Saturday night saying, where's Dom Young? I said, well, actually, Kat, he's sitting next to me in the grandstand, funnily enough. And she opens up her team and she goes, oh, no, I went down 56,000 places. And I went, oh, no, you didn't. And then she handed me her phone. Just in that moment, I was like, fuck, this is going to be awkward if she did go down 56,000 places. What were you looking at, Catmando?
I was just looking at my weekly rank.
Yeah.
Imagine if you knew Dom Young well enough to like get him on FaceTime and call Kat, and Dom was like, "Here I am, Kat."
He was literally about 5 foot away from me. I was like,
he did send me a photo of him though.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you for exposing
Look, it
me.
was a tough week all round for all of us in the
was.
CBA Centre of Excellence.
We're not buzzing here.
Do you just to throw a spanner in the works? Do you want me to tell you guys how you went in your head-to-heads? Because that'll also provide
We
your
played
overall
each other, didn't we?
scores.
Yeah, we did, you arsey bastard.
Yes.
Yeah. So for everyone at home, there were only 3 points separating the Guru Grizzlies and the Kuma Stallions this week, and they faced each other in the head-to-heads in the about even league. Coming in at second on 987 points was Guru Grizzlies, which makes Kuma Stallions the winner this week with 990 points.
Oh baby, you know what they say? It's the origin period. You're missing your stars. People are fatigued. Injury starts at end. You've just got to grind out wins, and that's what good football teams and good Supercoach teams do. And that's what the Stallions did this week. We didn't have our best week, but we got the job done. Bro?
I think it is the most hollow victory of all time for you. That moment where Garrett got concussed, I went, oh no. Then he came back on. Then Garrett got concussed again. I went, oh shit. And then Ben Travojevic of why the fuck do you still have him fame moves to right centre and scores in Ruben Garrick's spot. So I had my captain on Garrick. Old mate went Manu and ruined him for you all once again. Had Garrick stayed on that field, I would have absolutely pumped you into the earth, mate. I am filthy with how that played out over the weekend.
There are a few factors to respond to that, mate. Firstly, I also own Ruben Garrick. I know I didn't captain him, but I also own Ruben Garrick. Secondly, Joey Manu was about my third choice captain. People kept getting bloody injured. Fafita was gone. Dom Young was gone. Thirdly, I will not hear Ben Trebojevic's name used in vain again. He has been terrific all season, rock solid for the Stallions, doing a job unlike a lot of other blokes. He got moved to centre when he was an 80-minute edge-back row and lost all his base stats. The try was just propping him up.
Yeah, I feel really sorry for you that you lost Fafita and Dom Young with the other 89% of Supercoach. Very, very tough for you, buddy.
Hey, you were the one whinging, not me.
No, mate, I'm just telling it how it is. I'm just laying it out there. I was filthy over the weekend. There was a definite, when you look at my Supercoach weekend, Tim, there was a definite high and a low. The low obviously being Ruben Garrick's second concussion. The high though, Britton Nickera. Turning into Gavin fucking Miller on Thursday night, absolutely lighting it up.
I'm glad you mentioned Britton Nickera having his highest score in the history of Supercoach. Probably.
Yep. Well, I called it. Told you it was coming.
I love how like different coaches respond to losses. You find a lot about them. Some have humility in a loss and they say, you know what, we got to be better. Some whinge and moan. Some like Ricky Stewart, they blow up and do everything they can to deflect the attention from their underperforming squad because no, I can cop it. I'm a big boy. I'll put it on myself. You actually went to the players and blamed the players.
Yeah, 100% I did. It's on their fucking shoulders. And we're going to sort it out this week. We're going to get bounced back. There's every chance we come into this week with 12, but the Grizzlies will fire up.
It's funny. I forgot that we played against each other this week in the About Even League, and I was just like, there was not one positive for my side this week, and it was there all along.
I actually, now that I think about it in hindsight, when I was at that Roosters game watching Manu do sweet fuck all, I was like, there actually isn't a world where Tim can beat me this weekend. Why I didn't make content out of that, I don't know, but thank fuck I didn't. Because my God, that would have been a tough pill to swallow. Me carrying on like a tit for Garrick to get HIA twice and a half.
No.
Brutal. One of those weekends. So I scored 987, which drops my rank to 8,000 and early digits something. How'd you go, Timbo?
990. Mate, I dropped 12,000. I'm disgusted in it. Cat, what was that? Little snigger.
The use of the word disgusted.
Oh,
it's very intense.
Yeah. Look, no way to sugarcoat it. Just not good enough, mate. Got to get back on the horse and do better. How many points you on?
Great question. Whilst I look for that, Kat, after you dropped 56,000 spots, where were you ranked?
So I actually dropped more like 4,000 spots in the end. Not terrible. Can definitely recover from this. But I'm looking at a rank around the 37K mark. That's
37K mark. Now, I can't get my points up at the moment, but
tell you what, we've given Rook every chance to catch us this season, and
thank
God.
Wow, it's like she's a Rook or something.
Yeah, well,
she's
crazy.
still got plenty to come though. She does. I think now. I think the difference between us last week was 170. You beat me by 3, so carry the 1. 167. I think is the difference between us.
Yeah. And you're ranked what?
I'm 16,510. What are you?
16,510. Yeah, I'm 16,347. So not much.
Yeah, it's tight. She's tight.
So, and what are you ranked? 8 something.
8,007. 8,007.
Okay. So there's you're 4,500 spots higher than me, and 167 odd points. So again, I'm just like trying to find the silver lining in all this, but it is so close.
How many trades you got left? What did you end up doing last week?
I didn't do anything. I saved my trades.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So that was the thing with last week. I went to my scrappers and I just said, you know what? I didn't love any of the trading options. While the wheels were falling off for everyone else numbers-wise, I had the depth to cover it. So I ended up playing 3 guys that normally I wouldn't. Ben Trebojevic, Sean Lane, Morgan Smithies. They went something like 50, 50, 40. So they did a job. My score was still shit. But I did save the trade. So I've got 19 left.
Got 19 left. I got 17 left. Oh, sorry. No, I've got 18 left. 18 left. So one trade difference between us. Trades left? 30.
22.
That's still fucked. Okay, so we've got plenty of trades left. You got plenty of moves you can still make, Catman, do over the next few weeks.
And I'm going to be making them.
And I only got to listen to the first, I'm going to say 3 minutes of the SC Playbook podcast last night from Maxi Bryden. He's obviously made some big jumps over the last few weeks. So plenty of hope for Cat and others.
I said on the Playbook podcast last night, I'm so glad Maxi brought it up and not myself because, you know, I sound like I'm
you are a wanko. Is that?
I wasn't going to say wanker.
No? Oh, sorry. I misread.
Wow.
Continue. Sorry.
Whinger, maybe.
Yeah,
Wanker's
sorry.
a bit stiff, but, you know, it's like Cry Me a River about how many spots you can make up in a short amount of time. Maxi Bryden went from over 20,000 rank, it was like 23 or something, to 4,000 in the space of 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like it can happen so quick, people. So that's what I'm holding out hope for anyway.
Love that. Obviously, round 16, we do have the bye teams and whatnot. So brace yourself for another big week. Just getting up the top scorer of the week. Now, footballs. My main man, Slade from Steeden, he's going to be dropping by the CBA Centre of Excellence tomorrow to drop off all the footballs. So we'll be sending them out to you in the next week or so. We've got hats for you guys. So we've got these hats here they might be being sold in the next few weeks. We'll let you know. You never know. They might be.
Shout out to all the people listening and not watching on YouTube that can't see Guru's wink.
That didn't hear my wink. Unlucky. And then we have got some other hats that are the same as this, but they've got some blue text on them saying weekly points top scorer or something along those lines. So they'll be coming out to you guys. Now, our top scorer this week is Jesse. And his or her team name is Winning Season. I like that.
Ooh, that's cool.
That's good stuff.
It's nice when someone has a name that you can say out loud.
There's a couple that are getting close that you're a little bit itch. So hopefully you don't do too well. But yeah, overall rank there, 23,000. So not a sniper team either, which we love. I don't think we've had a single sniper side.
It's been pretty good, hasn't it?
It's been. I don't think we've had a single one. It's been great. So yeah, shout out to Jesse. You need to send an email to beersandbreakevens@gmail.com. I need your home address. We're going to be sending the rest of those out in the next week or 10 days. So brace yourself for those coming your way. Timbo, before we get stuck into Team List Tuesday, a bit of housekeeping. I have got the CBA Bowl, which is tomorrow night, Thursday night, out there at Leichhardt Oval. There'll be a link in the description. I've got 2-for-1 tickets for you guys if you would like them. I'll be out there. I think Matty the Water Boy is coming out. There'll be a few content creators out there at Leichhardt. I've already got my eyes on a couple of food trucks out there that are in serious Barney rubble. They're going to absolutely get it. Kathmandu's going to be out there. We're going to be filling the hill, the great Wayne Pearce Hill. We'll be out there. Leichhardt Oval, under-19s, Origin, couple of CBAs. Couple of Raiders over there. Chevy Stewart, the fullback. A couple of guys getting around. Got a back rower. That name escapes me off the top of my dome. Noah Martin. Very, very, one of the great Canberra haircuts of all time. Very good player. Bit of a lunatic. I like my lunatics from Canberra.
Speaking of Wayne Pearce Hill and the glory of the 8th wonder Leichhardt Oval, I like to bring this up at least a couple of times a season, but the greatest rugby league fan of all time, Laurie Nichols. A relative of mine.
Yeah, of Williams' blood.
Yeah, of Nichols' blood.
Nichols' blood.
Yes.
So it's Mum and Nichols?
Mum's a Nichols. So it's not a stretch for a relative either, like not that far along the tree. So it's in the blood. Not the Tigers.
Is Mark Nichols on the family tree? Or
Mark Nichols is not on the family tree. He is a Leeton Raiders or something? But no, not on the family tree.
What about Gray?
Gray?
Nichols of cricket bat fame.
If I had Gray Nichols in my family, I would have had very good cricket bats growing up.
Yeah. You'd also have a parking spot here regularly.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Should also come in handy. CBA Bowl, Thursday night. There's a link in the description if you want 2-for-1 tickets. I'll be out there having a great time. And, mate, when you talk about facelifts and you talk about what do they call it, Kat, when people glow ups?
A glow up.
Glow up. I feel like that's a term you would use. Glow up. Yeah. It's a little bit too cool and hip for me.
Do you think that you've had a glow up?
No, I've had a glow down. I've been glowing down at a rapid rate for quite some time. But I'll tell you who has had a glow up.
Tell me.
The SC Playbook website.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, a real nice.
If I was driving and the SC Playbook website went past me, I would risk a car accident. It is good gear.
Good sell, mate. It is good gear. Yeah, you've done well. I appreciate that. A lot of time and effort went into this one behind the scenes, and we finally got there for launch. Got to mid-season, but it'll be there forever, so it's all good. It's all good. But yes, complete glow-up, revamp of the homepage. We've just sort of put all our content in one place. It was primarily just the articles, the daily articles in the past from all the contributors. We've now got the podcasts on there, all the YouTube content that we do. It's all on the homepage, so very, very accessible. We've also got Stat HQ. The data center is up. A lot of work gone into that one, and it's got completely free of charge. It's got our all player break-evens, player price change calculator. So if you're sitting there and you're going, such and such goes 60 this week, 70 next week, what price will he be at? What will his break-even be? We've got it all there. How teams go against opposition, by position, etc. True player ownership stats, vice captaincy loophole calculator, it's all there.
There's even an option for hot and young singles near you. He's got it all, Tim Williams. It's fantastic.
I'm on that one right now.
Love it. All right, should we get into Team List Tuesday?
Let's do it.
Okay, Friday night, just the one game. We've got the Finn and the Storm from Suncorp Stadium for the Dolphins. Hamiso out, Fuller in at 1. Oh, it's been so long. Tavita Pangai Jr. is back, and I am ready to be heard again. I am so ready, Tim. Is there a world, Timothy Pangai Jr., where we could be looking at him in the future?
Firstly, never TPW me again. No, I'm not ready to be hurt again. I don't want to go near him. He's going to have to do something outstanding to be considered for the Cooma Stallions. I'll be honest with you, like big cultural team, the Stallions. We like to build and make sure it's a good environment for everyone. And I just can't believe so shortly after he said he didn't want to be bossed around by little halfbacks and he walked out on the Dogs and left, what do you have, 3 clubs in about a season and a half or something. And then Wayne Bennett, of all people, sign him. You know, I hope it's a good news story that TPJ comes in and he has a positive influence on him both on and off the field. But I'd be honest, I don't love anything about it.
I reckon Wayne, if it was anyone else but Wayne, I'd completely agree. I reckon Wayne gets something out of him.
And I'm not saying Wayne's a footballer, but like even, you know, I kind of respect when like a Chanel Harris Tavita just says, I need a year off rugby league. There's more to life than footy, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But the way TPJ stormed out and did it to go and earn a quick buck boxing, went no good there, straight back to rugby league. I think it all stinks. So, as I said, good luck to TPJ. I hope he kills on return and it's all well. But for my Supercoach side, he's going to have to do something very special to come back in.
Dual position, we're going to be watching Tavita. I know he's a big SC Playbook and Guru fan, so we'll see how we go. For the Melbourne Storm, Ryan Pappenhausen returns at fullback. Suat Farlongo on the wing. Grant Anderson moves into the centres. But I will say this to me, Remus Smith on the extended. If Remus comes in...
Yeah, I know.
Are you worried about this at all?
I know where you're going with this. Yeah, I am.
What do you reckon? Because me personally, Grant Anderson wouldn't be in my team, but Craig Bellamy does seem to like Grant Anderson. He's been hesitant to play Sura on the wing for a long time. Maybe he's got more experience now. Maybe he does leave him there. I don't know. But if I was a Sura owner, there'd be a part of me that'd be a little bit nervous.
Yeah, a little bit. I think it'll be okay. I'm with you. I think Grant Anderson, if Remus Smith is available, that Remus comes in for Grant Anderson. But, mate, it could happen. He could move Grant Anderson to the wing and Sua drops out, which would be a right pain in the arse. But, look, they did play Farlongo. I think it was against the Eels on the wing. That was before he got his start at fullback, before Pappy was out. So, scored an outstanding try there. I think Farlongo stays, but it is a bit of a concern.
Yeah, my money would be on he stays too, but if it does play out differently, I won't be shocked.
He's one of the more traded in players this week, Farlongo.
So it is?
Yeah. Break-evens, well, kind of on the up. He got his 89 odd last week, but again, with Remus to come back in at some stage, Xavier Coates to come back in, like within a week or two, he probably goes to the bench, if not out of the team. So it's not a good move, really.
Yeah, no, I don't like it. I think if you got on when you did, great
sweet
move. But
the ship has well and truly sailed.
Yeah. All right, Super Saturday, we've got the Titans and the Wires, 3 p.m. Seabus Super Stadium. For the Titans, nothing major here for Feeder named in the second row. Hopefully he does play this week after missing last week. For the Warriors, DWZ out, Kossi in, Roger, Tuivasa, Sheck returns. Dylan Walker on the edge, Laban on the bench. I'm probably expecting a change here. I didn't see this Walker move coming. I love him through the middle, how they usually use him. I'm expecting a change there, but that's just my vibe. What do you reckon?
Yeah, he's played a lot of different positions over the years, Dylan Walker. Has edge back row ever been one of them?
I don't think starting. I don't think
so.
I
don't actually mind it for him. Like, I think he could do a job there. I'm with you. I didn't see it coming, that's for sure. Like, Laban, really good in the preseason, had a few cracks this year for them. Thought they would have given him a sniff, but anyway.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. On the Titans, mate, other than Fafita, anything else jumping out at you?
Nah, all good there, mate.
All right, Roosters, Doggies, 5:30 p.m. That one's coming to you from Gosford. For the Chooks, Dom Young returns, which Kat will be very, very happy about. She thought he was noticeably quiet the other night.
Yeah, for a guy of that stature, I really expected to see more of him.
We expected more. Cheese comes in at 9. Terrell May starts in the front row and White in jersey 13. For the Doggies, Skelton comes in on the wing. I assume he'll play right wing. I think you'll see the other young fella move to the left. Curran's been named on the edge. Bailey Hayward wears jersey 13. Kuma Stallions Immortal, Farmer Silly named on the bench. Viliami kick out on the extended. With Josh Curran now, mate, I kind of think I would rather him in the middle than on the edge. What do you think?
I'm not too concerned as long as the edge means 80 minutes. But he just goes and goes in the middle. He doesn't stop. He gets the ball whenever he wants. He doesn't have to hold his edge and hold his width there. As I said, I would prefer him 80 minutes on the edge because he also gets a lot of attacking stats on the edge where he doesn't seem to get any in the middle, like most footballers. But prefer him on the edge due to minutes and attacking upside, but reduce minutes through the middle off the bench. It doesn't change a heap.
Fair shout. Rabbitohs, Seagulls, 7:35 p.m. Saturday night from a core stadium. For the South Sydney Rabbitohs, Gray returns at 1 and a true rugby league name makes his debut off the bench, Liam LeBlanc.
Yeah.
Love that. Absolutely love that.
The French were one of the first to play rugby league, absolute powerhouses back in, there was at 50s or 60s or something. So if that's not a French name, I'll retire.
Don't know the name of the player, but I read an article once about this French dude in like the 40s that I thought was potentially the greatest rugby league player ever.
Wow.
And he used to run on with a dart in his mouth still, and he'd be on the sideline getting stuck in. So good gear.
Crunching bottles of red at halftime.
Love to see it. Seagulls. Strap yourself in for this team list. Aaron Shop at centre. Carl Lawton lining up at halfback. DCE will be feeling the pressure there. Bullimore starts in the front row. Jake Simpkin starts at 9. Corey Riddell named in the second row. Was carrying a bit of an injury last week, so we'll see what happens there. I like to call him back fence Brownie.
No, you call him backdoor Brownie.
Backdoor Brownie.
Oh, same meaning, isn't it?
Well, you'll get that one on the way home.
No, I've got that one.
We got 2 debutants off the bench for the Manly Seagulls as well, and Luke Brooks, the skipper Butterbean. What are we thinking here? Anything to touch on with these 2 games?
2 games.
1 game, 2 teams.
Going through those ones, nothing too much of note there, mate. The Carl. No, there is one. Jamie Humphries. What's happened?
They've fallen off a cliff. Bizarre.
Does he come in and play? Are they?
I don't know. He's been playing in the halves in reserve grade.
Well, hasn't he?
I don't know. I haven't watched him, but
I saw that he'd been going out and had some decent stats. Anyway, based purely on team list alone, it wouldn't shock me to see him come in and start in the halves. I thought that's what was going to happen this week.
Well, you're not a big Carl Lawton halfback guy?
Not halfback, no.
You just don't get rugby league, Tim Williams. That's your problem.
We'll see. I reckon Carl Lawton could go to the bench and then Humphries goes in the halves. If that doesn't happen, start shopping around Jamie Humphries because there's a talent there. And
Aaron shopping around.
I like that from you. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Sunday afternoon footy, we've got an absolute blockbuster coming your way from Campbelltown Stadium at 4:05 p.m. The West Tigers and the Canberra Raiders. For the Tigs, Galvin returns at 5'8". Appy jumps back into 9. Ruben Porter comes into the Tigers starting back row, the Gurus, Grizzlies, and all of our hearts. Adam Dewey named on the extended bench. For the Raiders, breaking news, no Simi Sasagi in the bye round, which is devastating for most that look like this guy. Not ideal.
Has he still got that ridiculously low break even?
No.
His weight? Oh, he's lost that.
He's lost it.
So
he lost it rapidly, quickly.
Oh, okay, because he had it and then he came out and scored, played round 13.
Yeah.
20 points in 18 minutes. Good PPM.
Yeah, it was great. Considering the game before that, he missed 12 tackles. No joke.
Yeah. 324K. What are you, what's doing with him, mate?
Enough. Love enough. Big enough guy. Yeah. I wish you'd get dual position. Shout out to your Sangster if you could help me. Someone messaged me in the Roo crew last night. They're like, I forget who they wanted. I think it was Sean Lane. They wanted him to get dual position. Like, can you ask Sangster, blah, blah, you're the only one he listens to. I'm like, I've never met the bloke. He doesn't know me. We don't know each other. Talk to Tim.
There was a few interesting dual positions. I had someone messaging asking about Joe Chan and get him dual position as well. I'm not a Chan.
Yeah, Joe Chan's had a few. Yeah.
The Sungy one. It's like if you're completely irrelevant in Supercoach, they just don't look at you. There's a lot of players in the NRL. I get it. But the Sean Lane's an interesting one because Kelma Tuolangi suspended for 4 or 5 games or something. So if little Shawnee Lane can just go back to that 80-minute role, I think I said 2 weeks ago on the late show, the one bloke that you've had all season that you just can't get rid of, not by wanting to, it just hasn't happened. It's been Sean Lane, but He's been pretty good through the middle, like work rate wise. So if he can land an 80-minute edge roll again just for round 19, do a job.
Be very, very handy for you. All right. Anything else to touch on, mate? I suppose we'll get to Porter a little bit later.
Yeah.
Blue Wealth Property. We had the video last week of Sam and Hannah who brought property via Beers and Breakevens through Blue Wealth Property, two of the greatest people of all time. Shout out to them. We've got an event. There was one last night, actually. Got an event on the 25th of June, how to pay off your mortgage with an investment property. That's via webinar and it's 7 p.m. online. Got debt. Get debt to pay off debt. Sounds wrong, especially when you say it the way I said it. Sounds wrong, but tune in to learn how purchasing an investment property is the most effective way to pay off your mortgage. The link is in the description there. Blue Wealth Property, Timbo, doing great things this year.
Yeah, I'm just like getting all around that get debt line. Got debt? No? Well, get it.
Can I tell you what I did? I left my mouse hovering over the word get, so I couldn't see it, so I had to guess.
Just winged it.
Get got and completely butchered it.
It was either get, got, or gat, and you went with the wrong option.
Gat.
Gat. I should have gone with gat. That would have been funnier. But that's why Blue Wealth Property love being involved with the team, you know? This is the sort of quality they get. So, guys, link is in the description. And you can also go and have a look at last week's episode talking to Sam and Hannah. If you're someone that's sitting on the fence, go and watch the last 20 minutes of last week's episode and you can get a vibe of where they're at. We had a lot of people sign up this week via the link.
Oh, good.
As you said before, Timmy. So very, very exciting. I know Sam and Hannah, they're almost ready to George Costanza double dip the chip and come back for another one.
Already?
So very exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was a great response to it. Had heaps of people sign up for the webinars and the live events and whatnot. So... good to hear.
Good to hear. Tuesday, 25th of June, how to pay off your mortgage with an investment property. Be there or be square. Do you know why they say be square, Kat?
I don't actually know.
Because you're not around.
You're not around it.
Yeah.
So you must be...
You didn't know that?
No.
That'll reach Coomer in a few years. Don't worry about that. All right.
A few decades.
Star Wars just arrived. All right. Tim's stat deep dive. First player. Oh, boy, this guy's playing some good footy. Keon Kolomantangi. Talk to me.
Firstly, it's a very tight battle between you and Kempiat, who can butcher Kolomantangi's name worse.
That is the richest thing I have ever heard in my entire life, but I'm going to let it slide. Continue.
But, Rue, I'm a country bogan. Like, I'm still working out getting a grasp of the English language. You're this, like, well-educated city boy. Like, you have no excuses.
Proceed, mate. Take us away.
I want him, but I don't see how I can get him, and I'll tell you why I want him. We spoke about dual positions before. He's playing as an out-and-out middle at the moment, and he's got a 3-round average of 87.7. In those games, he's based 58 per game, obviously only available at 2RF at the moment. The last dual position updates come in round 18. What's going to happen, I think, is that Cam Murray, post-origin, will come back. They've got the buy in round 17, but after that, Murray's going to start getting named at 13. Keon, do we think is going to get named at prop?
I would, yeah.
Yeah, every chance to. But the way they do it is you need to get 3 games up in the position for it to get the duel. So it's not going to happen in time.
Yeah.
Like even on the weekend, because Murray came back from injury, he came off the bench and Keon got named at 13. That's all they're going to look at.
Yeah.
If Keon was named, got dual position, he would just be elite at front row. If I knew he was going to get that, which based on everything I just said, I don't think he will, I would have just found the cash for him this week and got him in. But don't get me wrong, I still think he's a good buy at 2RF. But just that, if he was available at front row, he'd have been a must-have nearly, I reckon.
Yeah, no, it's a very fair shout. I do think that for the sake of consistency, it's the right play to not give him dual position.
I'm not knocking it.
Yeah.
I'm just knocking
he
it.
He deserves it, but
yeah,
I won't hold this one against him.
I do. It's one thing that it's a very pro Supercoach on this show. I think that's one thing that NRL Fantasy do quite well. They break it into edge and middle forwards because, like in Supercoach, all the locks. Or like Pat Carrigan is only available in 2RF. He's a middle forward. Like,
yeah.
Anyway,
can't win them all.
Don't ever bring up NRL.
Yeah, don't say the F word.
I
Like that one?
Yeah,
Swear jar stuff. All right. Yeah, so Keon, very interesting watch over the next couple of weeks. Oh, yeah, be a big play to grab him in. Alex Johnson of heaps of fucking tries. Talk to me.
A lot of interest in him this week. He's at a mouth-watering price. He's 405K. This is a bloke he's always been a one you've got to time. When the bunnies are hot and he's scoring multiple tries, I'm not going to say tries, multiple tries, he has had some big runs over the years. I remember, I think it was 2 years ago, Darusi always refers to it on the Playbook podcast, how he missed out on it and it sunk his season because he's went on this huge streak of try scoring and tons and massive scores. And people have seen the 405K price tag, a Rabbitohs outfit that's been pretty well rejuvenated, and they're going, let's do it. But a lot of reasons why I am not keen. Firstly, he's averaging 41 this season, which is terrible. He scored 4 tries in 8 games and hasn't scored over 58. So it's not like he hasn't scored all season or anything. Like, there's still been tries, there's still been line breaks, hasn't scored over 58. His base per game, 17 points, which is right up there with the worst bases for players in the competition. Adding on top of that, Latrell Mitchell out this week, who feeds him a lot of his tries. Latrell Mitchell will also be at round 19. Secondly, Cody Walker has made the switch to the right edge away from Alex Johnston. He's going to be getting even less quality ball. So I'm not saying I won't own him this season, but nothing I've seen as of yet has suggested to me that he's a buy.
Looking at the stats of Alex Johnson from a SuperCoach point of view is one of the rankest things I've ever seen. He scored 3 tries in the last 4 weeks and has gone above 50 once.
Yeah.
And that 58 game, you said, he didn't even score a try in that. With Jack Whiten playing on that edge,
Jack is not going to get the ball out to him very well. And you can sort of make a case. I could make a bit of a case for it if Latrell was there. But with him missing 2 of their next 3 games, like, is Jai Gray going to get out to him? Probably not. So, meh.
Yeah, hard pass from me. 405K is good to me, but I'll tell you what's better, 305K in 4 weeks.
Yeah, and that's what I mean.
Leaking.
And that's like when, Latrell will be back, obviously, after round 19. And if the Bunnies have shown some continued form through that period and he's under 400K, I'm not saying I'm putting a line through him, but just not yet.
All right. Oh, you go from pretty disgusting stat sheets to some of my favourites in the league. Let's talk about Max Plath. Strap in and fill the G's. Let's go.
Do some plathematic.
Plathematics.
Maxi Plath, one that you've been really keen on all season, Roo. I would say more from a rugby league eye test perspective.
I slept on him SuperCoach wise.
Yeah.
I like everything about him. I just love. I didn't think he'd be this good in SuperCoach.
Yeah, you never really brought him up SuperCoach wise, but look.
You know what? I still remember sitting there doing my waiver wires. I think it was round 3 or round 4, and he was sitting there, and I noticed the dual position. I thought, and then I thought, he won't hold on to the spot. As much as I love him, he won't hold on to the spot, and it's one of the great regrets because I don't have a 5'8". I still don't. He would have solved all my problems.
And that's the thing. The question mark all season wide, and to be fair, like, enough people have jumped onto him, but I think a lot of people, myself included, have just thought job security. The Dolphins, more often than not, pick a 4-forward bench, and you say, the minute's going to stay there. And I think it was Maxie Bryden or Spy said last night on the podcast, Wayne Bennett really need to fall in love with him for him to keep playing these big minutes. I think Wayne Bennett has well and truly fallen in love with him.
Mate, it's they might make a love story movie out of this. Walt Disney will come knocking.
Yeah. And then the third wheel, TPJ, comes in and ruins it for everyone.
Yeah. Girl next door stuff, TPJ.
Anyway, to the stats. Dual 2RF 5'8", 544K. Started the season in lesser minutes because his evolution this season has been very rapid. He failed a HIA against Manly, but in the 6 games that he's played 57-plus minutes, I think that is going to be his minimum sort of minutes. I think he'll be that 60 to probably 65-minute mark going forward with a bit of a spell.
Yep.
In those 6 games, 57-plus minutes, averaging 71.3 points per game. In those games, 56.2 in base stats. At 544K, with the dual positioning, plays the next 2 major buy rounds. I think he's one of those players that if you own him, I reckon you own him till the end of the season. not in the mould of like, he's a seasoned keeper and he's going to be the best at 5'8" or 2RF, but he'll chip along and probably average his 60, maybe a few more, and just go, I don't have a problem with Max. He's 100%. Doing a job.
Yeah, he'll do a job, and that, mate, like, biggest problem with my team right now is that I don't have any versatility with duels to be able to move them around. Spotlight, you've got Burbo, which I'm sure is a huge plus for you. I don't have that. Like,
it's awesome.
I wish I had a Max Plath. To literally just switch between 5'8" and second row is huge at the moment.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find ways to get him in, but I need to get Teddy in this week, who's so expensive that I don't think I can do it. But, yeah, I think he's a great buy.
Love that. Jacob Kirards, he seems to come up every 2 weeks or so. Yeah. What do you got for me?
He does. Probably because I look at him so much because I'm like, I want him. But the one this week is, mate, just with... Well, initially I did it thinking just Stephen Crichton out, but I thought Bronson Sherry would be out as well with that hamstring injury. Sherry's been named, so that's great news for Jacob Kirards owners, and I will tell you why. I do think he's a season keeper.
Tell us why, Tim.
All right. Break even of 150. Misses the... I've got to edit that in my article. Misses the third major buy round. Plays the second one, obviously, being this week. But back to centre with Critter gone. In 7 games at centre this season, he's averaged 58 points. Solid, but not keep levels.
Yeah.
On the wing, an average of 90 points across his 6 games. So
90?
Yeah, mental.
Wow.
And even in the centre games, there was like a 110 or 115 or something in that. So they're not great numbers, particularly against the Roosters, even with players out. But 793K price tag, that huge break even. Look, I'd be looking to buy him this week. Not ideal for him. Probably consider that when you do your VCs and Cs and whatnot this week. But, I mean, with Critter back next week, he'll probably go out to the wing, which is fine.
All right, our next one, Jake Simpkin, friend of the show, Ella Kazma, on Monday called him a future immortal of the game. And honestly, as the current Manly hooker, it's probably hard to push back on. What have you got for me on Jakey Simpkin?
Just an interesting little option this week at 217K. Now, as a downgrade for, I'm a Jaden Brayley owner who's been coming off the bench, far from ideal. I think a lot of people have got probably one hooker they're happy with. I don't think there'd be a lot out there with 2. There'd be a handful, but I think everyone sort of carried that sort of duddish.
I'm not one of them.
Who have you got?
Fucking Wade Egan.
Oh, yeah. That's it. Most people are not happy with at least both their hookers. Simpkin with Manly covers round 16 and round 19. Essentially bottom dollar. Played the full 80 minutes against the Dragons on the weekend. Of course, there were injuries and all sorts of things, so those minutes were likely inflated. We'll get to his job security in a second, but I had a bit of a look. In his in 5 games that he's played in the last 2 seasons, where he's played 64-plus minutes, he's averaged 65 points with 43 in base.
Ooh.
Yeah, so like the base is all right, but does have some attack in him. So he could definitely do a job, but this is where you'll come in, Roo. Obviously, Gordon Chan come Tong on the bench. I'm trying to find out a little bit more information about Lockie Croker and what's going on with him, because the fact that they did sign Simpkin suggests maybe it is a little bit worse than... I mean, we haven't heard much, is the thing.
We haven't heard a thing.
So if we knew Lockie Croker, and I hope Lockie Croker's back very soon, but if we knew he was out longer term, is there a decent minute role for Jake Simpkin moving forward?
Yeah, there could be, man. I mean, like... Fuck, I remember being over there in Las Vegas and talking to Manly people, and they would not shut up about Chan Kum Tong and what's his name, the other one that's not playing?
Lockie Croker.
Humphreys?
What?
Humphreys.
Humphreys. They wouldn't shut up about both of them as hookers. And for them to go out and sign Jake Simpkin, like they must be seriously concerned about Croker. It's weird to fill a roster spot like that when you've already got too many hookers. Like, and that's like that's not even to mention Carl Lawton, who's been the starting hooker anyway.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. And for, we sort of spoke pre-show, but for Lawton to move to 7 and I forgot his name again, Humphreys to not start in the halves, they must be fucking off him.
Yeah.
One of the great 180s of all time.
Yeah, exactly right.
Might be behind Brandon Wakeham.
And with all those number 9s...
Come on, man.
That one took a little longer than I thought it would.
You're in a ruthless mood today.
Yeah.
Thankfully directed mostly at others and not me, so it's good.
Yeah. We moved off Wade Egan very quickly, but never trust a guy with an unnecessary Y in his name too. That's what I've learned this year.
Learning a lot. So, yeah, look, I don't think I can do the buy just because there's such a lack of job security. But if he does keep a sort of 60 to 80-minute role, it could be a masterstroke.
It could be, and it's one that in hindsight I'm more than happy to find out.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do it, but we'll see.
And I'm just like, if I were to go like Jaden Brayley to him, like, okay, I lose a bench forward who's got a bit of value about him anyway. I'm like, does much change? Not really.
Not really.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, last name, Joe Tarpanay. I've taken him at $8.50 on about even this week. I like him for a big game this weekend.
How are your I know you're really red hot all season, really keen on Kai Pearce-Paul anytime try scorer.
Did you see what I did last week?
No, what?
I was in the hot seat and I wanted to lose and I knew Kai Pearce-Paul was going to get ruled out, so I took Kai Pearce-Paul as my bet. So it means I lost automatically, which is what I wanted to do. And fucking Dylan Lucas crashed through on the left edge back row.
So you got it. You got
No, I didn't. I still had Kai Pearce-Paul. So I wanted to lose because it's about when you are sitting in the seat, not how many bets you win. But yeah. Left edge scored last week. I don't think Kai Pearce-Paul would have scored that try, to be fair.
Hasn't scored this season.
Hasn't, and honestly, hasn't really looked like
he
scoring.
hasn't. There's been no drop over the lines or like within an inch. Just
nothing doing.
No.
Nothing's been sent upstairs. Hasn't been a kick. He's 8'7". Hasn't been a kick that's gone near him.
How is he not?
No, like it hasn't even been a world where he looks like scoring.
And like he's going well without going great, but like he had that run against the Roosters way back in around 5 or 6. Where like this bloke is an Adonis. Like he's going to be a destructive beast. It just hasn't really happened for him, has it?
Just hasn't kicked on. There's honestly, like I've got him in draft, I've got him in class, I watch him super closely. There's been about 3 moments where I go, this will be the breaking point.
Yeah.
This will be the moment where he explodes. Nope, not this season.
Oh, anyway. Joe Tarpanay had that huge round 13 performance with Golden Point. They played an extra 9 minutes or something. People flocked to him. Regressed back to his 58 points last week against the Cowboys. Season average 63. Minutes are starting to build a little bit. Still a really popular buy this week, which surprised me. And the reason that I am not keen on him at all, I don't know why, but there's obviously been a directive for him and the Raiders, well, maybe not the Raiders, for Tarpanay not to offload. So he hasn't had a single offload in 5 of his last 6 games.
What? Ricky does this though.
He does. For a team that struggles to create attacking opportunities, and you've got this, powerful forward pack, a lot of them are great offloaders. I just thought you'd need to get this second phase play going and get the ball moving and try and create off the back of second phase play. And especially with Jordy Rapana sniffing around the ruck, 1 offload in 6 games. I don't understand it.
You got ball running hooker and halves. Why not? And fullback. It seems odd to me.
Anyway, so basically, until he starts offloading, I can't go near him.
And you know what? It'll sound really stupid, but when he has 1 offload, he'll have 30 in the next 8 weeks.
And they'll just
That's what he does. That's what the Raiders do. It's like as soon as one of them offloads, Ricky goes, hold on.
It works.
This is an idea. What's wrong with this? It's bizarre.
Anyway.
One to keep an eye on there.
That's it.
Is that it for the deep dive? Oh, that's it. That was blockbuster stuff. I really enjoyed that. Thank you, mate. That was great. Let's have a look at our trades this week. I am looking at maybe going a Fine Fuiaki, who has served the Grizzlies very, very well, to maybe a Ruben Porter, who I believe will play this week. He will play this week. Round 19, I'm hopefully plays. I'm not 100% confident. I'm hopefully plays. Isaiah Papali'i won't be back by then. John Bateman might be by then, but there is a little bit of mystery surrounding that. I want to free up a bit of cash to be able to make moves in the next few weeks. That's the only real trade I'm looking at the moment, Tim, but my ears are open. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to take in some knowledge. Do your thing. What are you thinking of doing? What are you looking at? What have you observed? What are you hearing?
The Ruben Porter one's interesting because much like Jake Simpkin, just job security issues, as we know. I think you keep an open mind with bringing in Porter and accepting that, all right, you'll get hopefully an 80-minute option, if not 80, 55, 60 this week. And as you said, it allows you to free up some cash elsewhere. So I don't mind the Porter play. you could end up with enough there. I'll be honest, I haven't seen enough of Ruben Porter, but apparently for people who watched that game far closer than I did on the weekend against the Titans, he went quite well. And I mean, he did enough to get a starting spot this week, so he's impressed Benji Marshall. I don't mind the trade. I don't love the potential for nothing, as we know, but I said you got to free up cash somewhere. For myself, I need to go Drinkwater to James Tedesco. He's a bloke that I'm really keen on. Outside of that Bulldogs game where he had his concussion, scored 4 points, he's averaging 91 for the season. Mm-hmm. With the Roosters draw, I really want to get him in. And I need to free up 90 grand to do that. And I'm still looking at all my options and the best way to do that. There are a million different ones, whether it's downgrading to a cheapie somewhere like a Simpkin or someone that is that 300-400K range. One that I'm tossing up at the moment a little bit, I don't love selling Val Holmes, but for the same reasons I'm selling Scott Drinkwater, misses round 16, misses round 19, comes back in round 17 after Origin against Penrith in Penrith. There's still a lot of value in Val at 720K. Maybe Val down to Ronaldo Mulitalo. Mulitalo, who's now sub 500K. Mate, the Sharkies draw, as you know well because you've loaded up on them, is incredible. And he scored so well this season with both Trindle and Nicho Hynes on deck. He had that flat patch in there when Daniel Atkinson was on the left edge. But with Trindle back, I just think the try scoring opportunities will open up. This is his draw. Doggies next week. Then he goes Titans, Tigers, round 20 bye, Cowboys, Rabbitohs, Titans, Knights, Dragons, Warriors, Manly. So I don't think outside the Doggies next week, I don't think any of them teams are in the top 8 at the moment. Maybe the Cowboys, but none of them teams I look at and go, you're an out-and-out top 8 side.
Yeah, fair.
So I'm just looking at Ronnie at 498K, that a bloke that I can play on matchup. Wouldn't necessarily want to play him every week, but with that sort of draw, so potentially Val to him to free up cash and get an extra number for 19.
I was just having a look at the great Ruben Porter and some of his stats, and keep in mind he could potentially become my favourite Porter of all time. Scotty Porter still holds the mantle, obviously. One of the great Sharkies ever. One of the great headgear wearing halves ever.
One of the great post-game interviews after win. Do you remember that one?
I don't. Take me through it.
Well, I've just never heard more F-bombs dropped in an interview in my entire life.
That rings a bell.
Yeah, he got a bit excited, Scotty.
Yeah,
good luck to him. He might have kicked a winning field goal or something. He was excited.
Fuck, he probably did, knowing Scott Porter.
Yeah.
Love that. Having a look through, Ruben Porter actually made his debut in New South Wales Cup in 2017. He's actually 27 years old. I didn't realise that. I really like that. He can play as a middle or he can play as an edge. This year, 9 games in reserve grade. He scored 2 meat pies, 15 tackle breaks, 9 offloads. He averages about 25 tackles per game and averages 114 run meters. I don't mind it.
Playing in middle or edge?
He's played edge and middle. And when he plays middle in reserve grade, he still plays 50 to 60 minutes. So
80 on the edge?
No, the games that he played on the edge, he only played 60, but I wonder if he actually did end up starting those games or not. But even on the edge, when he played those games for 60 minutes, made 32 and 25 tackles in 60. So
put it this way, at that price, you're not buying him for a massive output of point scoring anyway. So it's like it's a cash move with a few points to top it off.
Yeah, I am probably leaning towards that will be my move this week. Catmandu, any idea what you're doing trades-wise yet?
I think
or are we going to have another Thursday?
No, I think this is the first week where I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just going to make the move from Latrell to Teddy.
You're going to sell Latrell?
Well, it's a cash thing.
Okay.
And now that he's in for Origin 2, and if he plays well, I just don't know if I want to have to worry about him being absent for all those games. Okay,
now you've opened up a can of worms.
Okay,
and I'm going to ask the worms to just be patient for 2 seconds. What are your other trades you're getting to? And then we'll get to Latrell. Is that all you're doing?
That's it.
Oh, that's it. Good. Okay, let's worm away.
It's just a switch.
I have Latrell. You do not have Latrell. Kat wants to buy Latrell.
No, I want to buy Teddy.
You want to buy Teddy. She wants to sell Latrell. I do not want to sell Latrell. I personally think, and I've had a lot of people ask me, what's your fullback plan for the rest of the season? One person I am confident that I want in there is Latrell Mitchell. I know he's not going to play because he's at Origin and whatnot, but I just think for the end of the season, he's one of the guys that I want at fullback. The bloke playing in a team, going like a busted asshole, doing sweet FA, and he scores 70. Then he comes out in games now and he's actually playing good footy. He looks keen. The Rabbitohs get Cam Murray back. Campbell Graham will return soon. I just think Latrell is going to be humming for the back end of the season. Hopefully he goes to Origin and does well, sends a big middle finger to all the media, puts a fire under his ass. I can see Latrell going huge for the back end of this season. And I do recall, Tim, 2021, I'm going to say, we were the only two humans on God's green earth without Latrell. And my God, it was tough. I shan't be on that party this year. How do you feel about Latrell? What would you, as a non-owner, do you want to buy eventually? Is he in your game plan? And two, if you were an owner, would you be selling or not?
Yeah, I'd almost got that memory out of my head, so thanks for just putting it right up at the forefront again.
PTSD.
Love that.
I'd sell him to Teddy. Yeah, I would. I'm glad you're not, and I hope I don't turn you around in the next couple of minutes, but...
Can I just also just preface my trade with the fact that I have enough trades that if I decide to make the switch back, I can do it.
Kat, I'm going to say something really respectfully to you. There's no need for you to remind us you've got a fuckload of trades, okay? We know.
I'm looking at trades for what's going to improve my rank on a week-to-week basis at this point.
Yes.
What's going to be a good point of difference for me.
Yeah.
And I've got no one active in my fullback position this week. I've got Hamiso and I've got Trell.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for me to upgrade one of them or to switch one of them. And the only way I can do it money-wise is if it's Latrell.
Yes, you could play a very fun game of musical chairs on the way home.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you, Timmy. Back to you.
No, that's fine. Interrupt away. Yeah, I just think he's missing 3 of the next 4 weeks and he's 870K. They play the Tigers after Origin 3. It's on the Saturday, the first game. It's a very quick turnaround. I do expect him to back up for that because the Bunnies need him to. They need him to play, but it is a short turnaround, so he's no guarantee to play if there are any bumps and bruises from Origin. Yes, I want... as it stands, I want him for the run home, but... As we know, fullback changes so quickly in SuperCoach. Whether it's Walsh, whether it's Pappenhausen who comes out and explodes, whether it is Tom Trebojevic coming back from injury and exploding, like it just moves so fast. The amount of times I reckon we've said this season, like these are the fullbacks you want for the end of the year or whatever it might be, it keeps changing. So as things stand, yeah, I want the Trell from round sort of 2021, but I just think when you can move to Teddy, who's averaging 91 without that doggies game, as I said, he'll obviously miss round 19 as well. I just think it's an aggressive move. You're taking one from my alley a little bit, mate, a bit conservative and looking at saving trades, and I respect that. I do. I just think the Trell to Teddy for the points upside makes sense this week.
Yeah, fair shout. I feel pretty confident with Latrell. I'm going to stick with him. Have a look over the last few weeks, just since the South Sydney Rabbitohs have started to look somewhat like the South Sydney Rabbitohs, averaging 86. I still think he's got a lot more to offer.
All your points, the one thing I will say about that is, like, he has scored solidly in an underperforming Bunnies team. The 2 weeks where he's come out, even like just before Origin, like last 2 weeks, he's been fired up and going, no, I'm the blue centre. You will pick me. And he's exploded again. So like the Broncos 80, that was solid. 150 against the Titans. All your points are valid. It's purely to me that missing 3 or 4 games, 870K. He does return after round 17 against the Eels, which is a wonderful matchup. I wish, as someone who doesn't own him and won't be potentially buying until after Origin, I wish that was a Panthers or anyone that's not Parramatta. But, yeah, I get it, mate. I would just sell to Teddy.
Interesting.
And I also probably wouldn't move him to any other fullbacks this week because there's no one else that really appeals. But I do think Teddy's a play.
Yeah, fair shout. I'm going to stick with Trell Met is my play. Now, Sit v Starts, which I don't know why it's got a triple X behind it. It might be like a porn parody of Sit v Start.
I put the triple X there because...
Max power.
I just major buy round. I don't think there's going to be too many Sit v Starts to talk about.
Fair shout. I think my idea was better. Okay, captains. What are you looking at this week for your skipperoonie?
I was looking at Fafita.
I might go Ruben Garrick again. He'll probably score the same as he did last week anyway. So, mad.
I was looking at Fafita VC and Teddy C, and now that you're not bringing Teddy, I think I'll definitely go Teddy C.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I am looking. Simi Sasagi's out. I am looking at a Fafita play. He is the Saturday 3 p.m. No, what is? Yeah, Saturday 3 p.m. So I'll be going a VC on Fifi, and then maybe a Dom Young play. I don't really have too many other high ceiling AF. No, probably. Oh God, I hate.
Scored a double against the Titans last outing.
Dom Young or AFB?
AFB.
I think I called that one too. Just cool. I forgot to make content out of it. Remember that little episode we had? Yeah, I've got a guy that sends me clips from this show the week after, and like some shit we've said that we just say off the cuff has actually turned out to be like there was that week where I said I might captain AFB, and you were like captain B, and I was like, you watch, he'll come out and score 2 tries this weekend, and he did. I'm not sure if you saw the clip, but before Origin 1, you were like, we recorded the show and we were pretending like it was after Origin. We recorded it before, and you were like,
aged really well.
Fucking here we go. The Blues might have lost last night because Queensland fucking did some shit, and we only played with 12 players for most of the game. And it was like almost exactly what actually occurred.
Can we have a look for that one?
Well, we might have to. Yeah,
I do remember saying that.
Might be the only thing we get right this year.
The only way they were beaten is if we end up with 12 blokes.
Something like that. Yeah. For most of the game,
and then it was we don't have a bench utility to cover.
Yes. Yeah. It was weirdly.
Okay, we'll have a look for that.
It was haunting, you might say.
You get some things right.
You get some things right. Yeah, I guess Fafita, and then I guess I would have to take a play on Dom Young. Honestly, if Fafita just does okay, I will probably take a 70 or 80 from Fafita.
I reckon out of 160,000 super coaches, I could have the worst average captaincy score out of every single one of them. So if Fafita comes out and scores 35, I'd probably double it.
Mate, who was my VC? Oh, fuck. If I would have taken Nico Hines, I would have been flying this week. Anyway, I'm pretty much going all in on Fafita. I need him to do well because I don't love him. It'll be Dom Young, I guess, but I really don't love it. And after everything I've ever said about Joey Manu not passing a football, you can bet your dick that as soon as I captain Dom Young, that guy does not pass a ball once. So, yeah, what do you think Catman do?
I think at this stage it makes most sense to captain Teddy. Welcome to the team, Teddy. Welcome to the Rooks. What is going to be a very exciting team moving forward. And I think captaining Teddy might be the start of that revolution. But once again, you know, the Dom Young thing's always a little pod play, but it's not so pod play if you do it. So we'll see.
How expensive is one James Tedesco? What price are we talking?
873.
Oh, you're coming around already.
No. I'm running a show for people that are playing Supercoach. I just want to fill them with intel. I just want to know how much he is. That's all I asked.
870.
Okay, that should help
873.
you guys at home. Interesting.
Can you go straight Latrell to him?
Mate, I'm not selling Latrell. He's going to kill it on the way home.
Who's your other fullback?
Ruben fucking Garrick. What I was thinking was that I could, and he's served me very well, but not playing this week. And who would I rather on the run home? Probably James Tedesco. Maybe going Lomax to him. What would be your thoughts there? That's a big balls play.
We're getting to the point of the season where I've got a few spots to catch up on you, and I need to stop giving you advice. Lomax.
It's actually
great news for the show.
It's actually wild sitting here, and between the 18-minute mark and the 59-minute mark where we're at right now, your little brain's been cooking. Timmy's thrown in the ingredients and you're just stirring, and then all of a sudden,
yeah,
Latrell, maybe we could sell him.
No, I'm saying I might sell. Latrell's going
Teddy.
nowhere, okay? I'm telling
Maybe
you right
I need
now.
Teddy.
There'll be
You are going to regret selling Latrell Mitchell. And
I
don't
can
want
get
to
him
hear
back.
about. Yeah, okay, we'll see. We'll see.
I can get him back.
Latrell's staying. I'm saying maybe a Lomax to Teddy play.
Oh, God, here we go.
You're having some Teddy FOMO, I think, is what's
But I don't
going
love
on
it.
here.
Lomax got a bye this weekend, but he's playing Origin anyway. He's also got a bye in round 20. He'll miss round not.
Oh, Guru's getting Teddy and captaining him. Shock.
Hold the phone. Hold the phone. This could be actually on the cards here. So Teddy will play. He doesn't play round 19, but he plays this week. You've got another bye to come, Teddy.
Round
too.
23.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Do you reckon the Roosters finished fast this season? What's your read? What's your read,
Oh,
Marnie?
they're humming. I don't want to say much more. I don't want to coerce you into him any more than I already have.
It's a good little run home, isn't it? It's a great little run home, actually.
Don't act
Okay.
like you haven't watched them like they're your team. You knew
Watched
exactly.
them very close on the weekend. They're an impressive football side. You'd be very lucky if you were a fan of that football side.
All right. Let's get this show on the road. We've got a late show to record.
Stay tuned in the Brew Crew. I'll let you know what I'm doing, but I am pondering a few things. Good fun.
We should have a betting option on what you're going to do.
Not bad. All right. We done and dusted.
Sorted, mate.
Sorted. Good episode. Thanks for joining us once again, Kat. We always appreciate having you here.
I love being here.
Good times. No, actually, Timmy, that hat, mate, it looks so good on your melon.
It's nice, isn't it? Good colours.
Where do you get a hat like that?
Do they even on sale? Can you
Yeah,
get
we'll
it?
have to wait and see. Anywho, thanks for joining us once again, guys. We'll see you on the late show a little bit later tonight. Bye.